He averaged 5 points and 4.5 rebounds per game last year, but he really doesn't play that much, only 13 minutes per game, as they really have a very guard-dominated look. You're going to see that led at the point guard slot by the freshman Corey Sanders. He's a 6'2 freshman who scored a career-high 21 with 4 assists, 3 steals, and 3 rebounds in Monday night's game against Creighton. Mike Williams and DJ Foreman are the other guards, and Deshaun Freeman is at the 4 spot. He's 6'7", a junior, and he's got a very versatile skill set. He had a career-high 23 points, 8 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 4 steals in a win over Central Arkansas, but he kind of does everything well.
I was going to say, that's quite a stat line for there. He's kind of like a guy like that we think we have at Clemson is Dante Grantham, a guy that gives you versatility, can do a lot of different things on the floor, but he's that,
stockier,
he's
though.
that, but a bigger guy, at 220 pounds. Dante Moore about 205, 210. So he's not as skilled maybe as Dante Grantham, but Deshaun Freeman, a guy that fills the stat sheet nonetheless.
For the Clemson Tigers tonight, Avery Holmes will once again get the start at the point guard slot with Jordan Roper playing the 2, Dante Grantham at the 3. Roper and Grantham both struggled offensively in Monday night's loss, so we'll see how they bounce back here today. Drawn Blossomgame did a really nice job of providing some offense when they were able to get it around the rim. He had 18 points the other night in the loss to UMass, and Landry Noko at the 5 spot. Landry played in that game last year against Rutgers and played pretty well. He had 8 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 blocks last year against the starting night, the Scarlet Knights, and those are the 5 starters for the Clemson Tigers tonight. Rutgers led by head coach Eddie Jordan in his third year on the job, 25-45. He led Rutgers to the 1976 Final Four. This is a program that hasn't been to the NCAA tournament since 1991.
Wow.
And Eddie Jordan, in his third year at his alma mater, trying to rebuild the program, assisted by Van Macon, Mike O'Corn, and Greg Vitrone. Clemson, of course, led by head coach Brad Brownell in his 6th season on the job, 93 wins, 74 losses. He's 260 and 159 in his career. Mike Winicki, Steve Smith, and Richie Riley, the assistants. Clemson wins every day with the right talent in the lineup. Phillips Staffing will put the right people in your company's lineup, too. Go to phillipsstaffing.com to get blue-chip talent today. And now it's time for tonight's UPS Logistics of the Game, highlighting this morning's key matchup, Phil.
The key matchup will be Clemson's perimeter defense against the trio of guys we talked about throughout the broadcast, Corey Sanders, Mike Williams, and DJ Foreman. Those 3 guys have all shown versatile skill sets. We've seen both Sanders and Williams go over 20 points recently. Williams with 25 against Central Arkansas. You touched on Sanders last time out, 21 against Creighton. So don't let them get off to a hot start and give them confidence the way you did against UMass. I'd like to see Clemson really lock into their assignments defensively. And if they can do that, I think that will, in turn, create energy for the team, and hopefully that carries over to the offensive end of the floor.
Today's logistics of the game are delivered by UPS. From figuring it out to getting it done, UPS is here to help. Visit solvers.ups.com to learn more. Tiger Basketball is brought to you by your Carolina Ford dealers. Choose an American legend. Check out the Ford F-150 and Ford Mustang at your Carolina Ford dealer. Proud to be fans and sponsors of Tiger Basketball. Ford, go further. As we continue to get ready here for Clemson and Rutgers, round 3 all time. Clemson will be the visiting team in this game here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Orange tops and bottoms, white lettering, purple trim. Rutgers comes out in the white home tops and bottoms with red lettering, red numerals, but black names across the back. As we're in MGM Grand, Las Vegas, Nevada, an arena that kind of reminds you a little bit of the Greensboro Coliseum, Phil.
It does. It's got the turquoise type colored seating along with a lot of black curtains throughout the arena. It's seen its fair share of really terrific heavyweight boxing bouts over the years. And this is the 2nd year of this event. I think the tournament's done a nice job. And at the press conference that Coach Brownell was a part of on Monday, they announced the field for next year, and I think it's headlined by a team like BYU, so they're getting some more teams of local flavor interested in the event. And I know last year Oklahoma State won the event, so I think as you start to see it build up, it'll become one of those tournaments that people desire to go to because, let's face it, Vegas is a destination that people want to go to. And this is our first trip, and it was a good one. We just hope to end it on a positive note in terms of basketball with a win here over Ruckers this evening.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This has been very nicely accommodated by everybody here in Las Vegas. A lot of fun coming out here, and quite honestly, pretty well attended when you consider the circumstances being 2,500 miles from home. A lot of Clemson fans relatively have made this trip.
Yeah, and I've seen multiple player parents out here as well. I saw Gabe DeVos, both of his parents are here. Jordan Roper's dad made the trip out all the way from Lermo. And then you've got Lyles Davis, a freshman walk-on the team. His entire family is here, as is some members of Ty Hudson's family. So, Clemson family representing here in Vegas, and it's like you said, it's 3 time zones away, and yet they still showed up in full force. Really as good as any tournament I can remember outside of the Charleston Classic, which of course has the natural in-state ties, and that's always going to draw better for Clemson.
There's a lot of college basketball going on in this city this week. There's a tournament at the Orleans coming up tomorrow as well. So, this is something that's going to continue to be the case here as we celebrate these holiday tournaments all over the country from coast to coast, and this is certainly part of it. There's the Maui Classic going on today in Hawaii. There's the tournament at the Bahamas. All over the country and even outside the nation's borders, college basketball tournaments reign supreme this time of year, as do college football rivalries. We got a pretty good one coming up at noon on Saturday. It's Clemson and Rutgers. Greg Lewis at center circle opposite Landry Noko. Both young men wear number 35. The ball into the air, and Clemson controls the opening tap. They'll operate from left to right from our vantage point here at MGM Grand. And it's Avery Holmes with the ball at the right point as Rutgers comes out in a zone or a man-to-man. It looks like a man-to-man here as Blossomgame at the top of the key. Kicks it right corner, and a foul on the floor against DJ Foreman. And 16 seconds into the game, an early whistle. We saw a ton of fouls called at the first game between Creighton and UMass. Hopefully this game gets a little bit of a flow to it, but an early foul called against Rutgers. Avery Holmes opens up the scoring by knocking down a 3 from the right corner. He caught an inbounds pass from Dante Grantham and buried it. He picks up where he left off with 4 3-pointers the other night in the loss to UMass, and Clemson strikes first with a 3-0 lead. Here's Rutgers with the ball at the other end. It's Foreman with the ball at the left point working against Dante Grantham. They'll get it to the freshman Corey Sanders. High on the right, work it down to Lewis, the senior, fade away over Landry Noko. Nice touch from about 10 feet over the outstretched hand of Landry Noko, and it's a 3-2 Clemson lead.
Nice job that time by Lewis. He didn't want to go in. Attacking Noko, not an easy thing because of his shot blocking reputation. Kind of steps back, fades away. Nice touch on that jumper.
Noko already 14 swats this year. He had 2 blocks last year against Rutgers. Here's Grantham from the top of the key. Looks and offers high on the left to Jordan Roper. Roper finds Avery Holmes with 8 on the shot clock. Holmes to the high post and Blossomgame. Looks and finds an open Noko for an easy flush left of the rim. And they got it to the high post and Blossomgame, which is what they want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And good job by that time recognizing it. Jerron Blossomgame did an easy dump down to Noko, who did a nice job of finishing at the rim.
Minute and a half into the game, 5-2 lead for Clemson. Here comes Rutgers in the other direction. We've seen all scoring on each end of the floor from both of these teams, and now a foul called against Clemson will be the first of the game against the Tigers at the other end, but no defensive stops yet here in the young game. 1 minute and 33 seconds old. It's Clemson 5, Rutgers 2, and I did not see if that was a jump ball or a personal foul. We'll try to get clarification on that for you. Inbounds goes to Foreman. Foreman muscles up a shot right of the key. It bounces on the rim a couple of times before falling through. And Rutgers claws within 1. It's 5-4, Clemson ahead at the 18-18 mark. Jordan Roper to Blossomgame. Work it right side over to Grantham against a man-to-man defense. No, it looks like a 2-3 zone here. An alley-oop right of the rim, caught by Dante Grantham, who kissed it up and in off the glass on a nice find by Avery Holmes.
Really good job of him. Lobs it from about 30 feet away, and a nice catch and conversion that time in traffic by Grantham.
High on the left, it's Williams. Williams darts to his left, finds Lewis high on the right. And now it's Sanders from high on the right, working against Holmes and Noko. And Holmes got a deflection there. It ends up in the hands of Roper. 3-on-2, scoops it to Grantham, who attacks the glass, lays it up right of the rim. And the Tigers are turning defense into offense early on here, Phil. It's 9-4.
Yeah, much better, much more energetic start here in the first 2 minutes for the Tigers.
Now a foul at the other end of the floor. And I think it's against Avery Holmes. No, they'll give it to Jerron Blossomgame, and that'll be his first. And so it's the first team foul against Clemson, which means the whistle earlier was a jump ball. And so to the free throw line goes DJ Foreman, who has struggled at the charity stripe this year. After missing that shot, he's now 10 of 25 at the stripe. Blossomgame checks out. Josh Smith is going to see some early minutes here as he checks onto the floor 2 minutes and 30 seconds in.
I'm not sure he even played a minute in the first half the other night.
I don't think he did.
If he did, he only played, less than a minute.
Foreman 0 for 2 at the stripe as Noko gets the rebound and scoops it over to Holmes. Holmes darts into the front court and now directs offense. He hands off to Roper, finds Grantham between the rings. Grantham triple threat position from about 30 feet out, looking to make a move. A high screen from Noko. Grantham picks up his dribble and offers to Roper. Left wing over to Smith, 11 on the shot clock. Out top to Grantham, who shows the ball, drives left to the key, over to the wing, finds Holmes high on the left with 5 to shoot. Here's Roper, and a moving screen against Landry Noko. That's his first and the team's second.
Yeah, they're going to get City Jete up off the bench to come in for Landry. I think that foul could have been avoided. I thought Avery Holmes was in a pretty good position on the catch to shoot a wing three, but he passed it up to give it to Jordan Roper, who was going to have to make a tough move going to his right, using the ball screen, but Landry didn't quite set his feet, and as a result gets the offensive foul.
It was a good thought because Roper needed help with 4 on the shot clock, but you're right, he didn't have his feet set, and that's a personal foul. So we're 3 minutes into the game, 9-4 lead for Clemson here against Rutgers. Backing his way down is Deshaun Freeman. He throws to the top of the key and it's intercepted by Grantham. Here come the Tigers, 4-on-1. Grantham goes straight to the rim and scores over Corey Sanders. It's 11-4 Clemson with a couple of transition buckets early on and a timeout for Rutgers.
Yeah, nice job that time by Grantham stepping into the passing lane, getting a steal, and then surveying the situation, does a nice job of finishing at the rim.
Well, our stat monitors aren't refreshing here, but off the top of my head, Phil, I think they may already have 3 turnovers on the game, and that's how many Rutgers had in the entire game at Clemson last year.
Yeah,
they only had 3 turnovers in that game, and so far Clemson is getting active. They're getting deflections. They're forcing turnovers, and we're seeing it show up on the scoreboard.
They are, and the best offense is when you can convert from your defense, and Clemson's done that. They've got a couple of steals, and they've been able to get out in transition. You get a smooth athlete like Grantham out in transition, and he knows what to do with the basketball. Thought that time he could have bounced it to Roper for an easy score, but he just took it in and used his height and his size to his advantage and did a nice job of finishing. He's got 6 points early.
Rutgers with the basketball. Clemson by 7. It's 11-4. Right wing 3 on the way from Sanders, kind of forced it a little bit, and Jete does nicely to fight and tip it away and force Rutgers into a tough situation where the ball was going out of bounds and Rutgers had to save it inbounds. And now Clemson comes away with the basketball. That was nice hustle by City Jete when it looked like Rutgers had an easy opportunity to get an offensive rebound.
Yeah,
right wing, it's Roper. They'll go out top to Grantham here with 13 on the shot clock. Screen to his left from Jete. Darts inside, picks up the dribble, gets it out to Roper at the right point. Finds Holmes at the left point with 5 on the shot clock. Off the dribble, Avery Holmes needs to do something with it. Goes to Grantham at the top of the key for 3. It's off the mark to the left a little bit, and a rebound to Deshaun Freeman. Late in the shot clock, Clemson got a shot up, and it didn't quite work out in their favor, but the Tigers still up by 7, 11-4 here. High on the left, it's Bishop Daniels. Darts to the baseline, puts up a fadeaway. Another tough one and done for Rutgers as Clemson was in good position defensively and then had Jete chase down the rebound. Here's Avery Holmes from high on the left. He'll get it to Roper out top. And now in the right corner for Grantham, who works it to Smith at the top of the key. Holmes now into the left corner for Roper. Lobs it down to Jete, who's in good position. Had the ball poked out of his hands by Greg Lewis, and Rutgers comes away with the steal. Thought that could have been a foul. Jete was in good position for an easy 2.
Yeah, that
left
was really
wing,
deep.
Williams tries a 3. It's off the mark. Jete takes another rebound away. That's his 3rd already in a minute and a half.
Yeah, sorry about that. Jete was really deep in the post. All he had to do was go up with it.
Holmes straight on 3. It's off the mark, a little bit short. Rebound to Sanders, and Sanders wants to run for Rutgers. 11-4 the Clemson advantage. Neither team has scored here in the last minute and a half or so. Lost the handle on it. Josh Smith seemed to be in position to pick it up, but somehow Rutgers comes away with the basketball.
Yeah, Holmes got his hands in there, got another deflection. We were seeing a number of those early on in the game.
Right wing, it's Daniels. He'll lob it out top to Freeman. Freeman works against Smith, muscles his way down against Smith, lowered the shoulder, and who are they going to call the foul on? They're going to give it to which 33? Josh Smith?
Yeah.
Well, that contact was clearly initiated by Freeman. 3rd foul against the Clemson Tigers. 6-0 run for Clemson, 11-4 lead for the Tigers here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. This is Solid Orange Clemson basketball from Learfield Sports.
Now it's up. So Yeah, 2 turnovers. Either way, I think one of them. Yeah, I think one of them was a long rebound. We just pushed it in transition. Much better start for Grantham. They give Noko a basket? Oh, yeah, he got the dunk. I already forgot. He went out of the game so fast.
Okay. I think you're right. Clemson 11, Rutgers 4 here at MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada. Tigers shooting 5 for 7 from the floor, and they're doing it by getting good looks inside. They're 4 for 4 from 2-point range.
And we have 4 assists in the first media timeout. That's more as much as we had the entire first game.
That's a great point. Tiger basketball brought to you by YP.com. Find exactly what you're looking for, no matter where you are, with a fully redesigned YP app and YP.com website. Connect with 18 million businesses, one app, one site. YP, the new way to do.
Couple subs that time. You see Gabe DeVoe and Ty Hudson checking in the game early.
That's right. And now a foul again on the floor against Avery Holmes, and I think that might be his second. Now they're going to give it to, Holmes, that's his first. 4th against the Tigers. 1 on Noko, 1 on Smith, 1 on Holmes, and 1 on Blossomgame. 14:25 on the clock here in the first half. And it's 11-4. Inbounds goes to Jallo. Ibrahima Jallo from Senegal. And he gets the ball down low on a nice feed in the post from Deshaun Freeman, and he scores it left of the rim. And there we see the 4-man Freeman do a nice job of distributing the basketball. We know he's capable of that. As you mentioned, DeVoe and Hudson on the floor here, and DeVoe attacks the glass, tries a layup, missed it. Offensive rebound by Jete, kicks left side to Blossomgame, who drives inside in a little finger roll from about 4 feet. Nice job by Jerron Blossomgame for his first 2 points of the game. He had 18 the other night.
Yeah, and he did it with an expanded repertoire of shots. We've seen him use some floaters. We've seen him use half hooks. That time, a nice finger roll moving to the basket.
13-6, Tigers on top. And the ball poked away once again. Another turnover for the Tiger defense.
Yeah, Gabe DeVoe got his hands on that basketball.
DeVoe with the ball in the left corner. Decks it a couple of times and now works it out to Holmes. Blossomgame and right side over to Hudson. A foul away from the ball against City Jete. That's going to be his first, as he was posting up for positioning. And looked like City had both of his hands up in the air, just trying to use his body to get position down low. But he will hit the bench with Landry Noko checking back in. 13:28 on the first half clock, and the Tigers leading 13-6.
Let's be honest, he gets one of those fouls just about every game. He's a guy that plays the game kind of in a rugged style. He's not the prettiest basketball player to watch, but he's a guy that you love to have on your team.
He does not avoid contact.
No.
Driving right to the key, it's going to be Sanders getting straight to the bucket and scoring an easy 2. And he is just so quick. That first step was able to create a little bit of a lane, and Rutgers cuts it to 5, 13-8. Corey Sanders, career high 21 against Creighton on Monday night for Rutgers. Holmes picks up his dribble, needs to do something with it, bounces it to Noko, gives it back to Holmes with 10 on the shot clock here. 12:53 to play in the first half. Holmes dribbling with his left hand, drives inside, shot blocked away, but he was fouled in the process. I think Jallo got him. And it's going to be 2 free throws coming for Avery Holmes. And that's another thing that Coach Brownell said he wanted to see was guys drawing contact and getting to the free throw line and creating easy opportunities there, because Holmes, obviously a good free throw shooter. He's 85% of the season, 83% 2 years ago at San Francisco.
Yeah, he's done a great job. Made over 100 of them his sophomore year at San Francisco.
And buries that one.
Yeah, puts the first one in there. 7 for 8 on the season. Good-looking stroke at the line. You'd love to see both he and Roper really attack the basket a little bit more. Sometimes they settle for some of those tough contested jump shots a little too often.
Second free throw coming from Holmes. Got it. 15-8. Clemson ahead of Rutgers with 12:47 on the clock is running right now with the ball out of bounds. But I don't think anybody noticed it, and they're just going to let it play.
You did.
As Rutgers will bring the ball inbounds. You got DeVoe, Blossomgame, Noko, Grantham, and Hudson is the 5 on the floor for the Tigers. Spinning inside, Freeman looks, gets it to Jallo. Work it out right side over to Sanders. Now out top, it's Daniels. Bishop Daniels decks it a few times, accelerates, and had an opening. He was able to score it over Blossomgame. And again, Rutgers is able to cut it to 5, but Clemson has kind of kept the Scarlet Knights at arm's length here in the first half. 15-10. And now high on another offensive foul, this time against Dante Grantham. And out of the 6 fouls for Clemson, 3 have come on the offensive end.
Yeah, they sure are. Those are turnovers. Turnovers you don't like to see because you want to execute your offense. And that time, Grantham, again, like Noko early in the game, I think he just didn't get himself set in position to set a screen.
So 4 turnovers for the Clemson Tigers. 3 of them have come on offensive fouls. So work it down right side to Freeman. Back to the basket against Grantham. Muscled up a shot from inside. No good. Flying to the glass was Daniels, but he couldn't corral it. DeVoe comes up with it for the Tigers. DeVoe straight to the rim. Muscled up a shot. No good. Tap back by Noko. Won't go. Grantham offensive rebound. Put it up. Can't get it to go, but he was fouled. And to the free throw line for 2 goes Dante Grantham, who's 7 for 8 at the stripe this year, and a timeout on the floor. 11:41 to go in the first half. From MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada. Clemson 15, Rutgers 10. This is Solid Orange Clemson basketball from Learfield Sports.
Much better.
Using promo code Clemson50. Offer valid at participating stores, online only. So if the Tigers win today, maybe some Thanksgiving pizza.
That's right.
Dante Grantham to the charity stripe. Spins the ball, bends the knees, flicks the wrist, and got it to go.
He's 8 for 9 on the young season, so
Sure
another
is.
guy that you'd like to see get to the line a little bit more often. Settling for a few too many jump shots maybe early in the season, but he's still kind of feeling his way around.
He has the slasher skill set, though.
He
He's got
does.
the ability, as he missed the second free throw a little bit short.
And they're
Rebound Rutgers.
They're trying to convince him of that and get into that mindset of having a mixture to your game.
16-10, the Tiger lead. Clemson's defense playing pretty well here in the first half. On the right wing, it's Corey Sanders. He gets it out top to Daniels. Daniels finds Greer, a left point 3 on the way. Thumped it off the front, but an offensive rebound. Daniels, who puts up a jumper from the left baseline. It's no good. Through the hands of Grantham, and it goes out of bounds. He had it in his grasp, but just couldn't quite corral it. He was in good position and good hustle there. He even went to the floor to try to save it. But it'll be Rutgers basketball from underneath their own hoop. And a couple of subs coming in now. It's going to be Avery Holmes and Jordan Roper for Gabe DeVoe and Ty Hudson. So the starting 5 on the floor for the Tigers right now with a 16-10 lead. Inbounds goes to Daniels. He'll work it outside to Freeman. Freeman squaring up against Blossomgame. Nice move as he put up a gentle touch in the middle of the paint with a right hand and got it to go. It's a 4-point lead now for Clemson, 16-12. Grantham attacks the glass, lays it up with a left hand. left of the rim, and Dante Grantham again getting inside. He's got an early 9, and it's 18-12.
Great to see that young man shake off a poor performance the other night when he just went 1 for 7 against UMass. He's got more to turn.
Intercepted by Jordan Roper, and here come the Tigers again. It's 3-on-3, poked away from behind by Bishop Daniels and out of bounds, but it'll be Clemson basketball on their end of the floor after another turnover forced by the Clemson defense. This time, Jordan Roper with an interception.
Yeah, way more active hands. You touched on it a little bit, but Coach Brownell and staff not very happy about the low number of deflections we saw last time out against UMass. That's the 4th steal already in the game for the Tigers.
Inbound it to Avery Holmes, who backs off to the left point, bounces it down low to Noko, had the ball poked away, and Noko taps it back out to Holmes now with 18 on the shot clock. High screen from Noko, stops at the top of the key, whips it left side to Blossomgame, who drives the baseline, kicks right corner to Roper, out top to Grantham, and a foul called as Grantham blew by the defender, Corey Sanders, the freshman. That's going to be his first foul, and the 4th against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights with 10:29 to play in the first half, and Clemson leading 18-12.
Really nice ball movement that time. I think 5 different guys touched the basketball, and Grantham was on his way to the cup for another layup, which we've seen him do several times early in the game.
He's got half of Clemson's points so far here in the first half. Avery Holmes with the ball between the rings. He's got it on the black lion logo of MGM Grand. Get it out top to Grantham, and now Roper from high on the left. Roper bounces down low to Noko, back to the basket, trying to muscle his way in. Gentle touch with the right hand is good for Landry Noko. He's got an early 4, and the Tigers lead by 8, 20-12, their largest advantage of the game.
Yeah, it sure is, and that time a pretty job of post feeding that time by Jordan Roper, and Noko just goes to work on one of his most comfortable shots.
High on the left is Williams, brings it between the rings and tosses right side to Justin Good, who just checked into the game for the first time. Right side shot goes up, a foul called against, I think, Avery Holmes.
That'll be
his second.
Yeah, it's big.
And it was Mike Williams on the right wing, the sophomore guard out of Brooklyn, who they really feel has made huge strides from freshman year to sophomore year. One of the few guys on this Rutgers team that played against Clemson in that match at Little John last year. He had 5 points, 3 rebounds in the game against the Tigers. Shoots a free throw with his right hand, and he rattles it home. Got it to go. Clemson's lead is at 7 right now. It's 20-13 with 9:49 to play in the first half. Holmes checks out with the 2 fouls, and in goes Gabe DeVoe.
And circle this, Mark, on your score sheet, because we're going to see Jordan Roper shift to the point guard position, see how he runs the offense.
Second free throw good for Williams.
See if he can keep the good momentum we've seen created by Holmes.
Roper, no assists in the last game, but no turnovers either. He's still got an outstanding 16-to-1 ratio on the young season. Feeds down low to Blossomgame, who tried a reverse dunk. He was fouled on the way up. And to the free throw line for 2 goes Jaron Blossomgame, who almost had a highlight reel slam.
He sure did. I've seen him go baseline about 3 times in this game. I think he's going to get one of these highlight slams eventually because he's been able to attack the cup and get right around the basket 3 times.
Ibrahima Jallo, guilty of his first personal foul, and the first free throw is good for Jaron Blossomgame. 21-14 the lead for Clemson. Blossomgame has 3 points. A second free throw is good for JB as well. He's now got 4 after struggling at the stripe the other night. He's 2 for 2. And Clemson's up by 8 again, tying its largest advantage, 22-14. High on the left, Daniels. Bring it out top to Good. And Jordan Roper all over him defensively. Now they find Williams. High on the left, slices inside, acrobatic layup, no good, and Blossomgame rips away the rebound. Here come the Tigers into the front court with an 8-point advantage. Right wing, it's Grantham, who has an early 9 points. He feeds it unselfishly to Noko, who hits the bunny with a right hand, and a timeout for Rutgers. Nice look by Dante Grantham, who has an early 9 points. But that assist there gets Landry going with an early half dozen, and Clemson's up by 10, 24-14.
Pretty job of converting good defense into offense that time. I thought on Rutgers' end of the basket here, they brought it in, but again, you see the presence of Noko around the basket really kind of intimidated their players, and they couldn't finish as well because of his presence. Great rebound by Blossomgame. He pushes it ahead, and then a nice find by Grantham that time.
Tiger basketball brought to you by Allstate. Local Allstate agents are proud to support the Tigers. Call or stop by the offices of Tony Long and Anderson or Angela DeVore in Greenville today. You know, we called JB Mr. Double-Double last year as he had 8 of those bad boys. One of those came against Rutgers. He had 12 points and 10 rebounds against the Scarlet Knights at Little John last year.
Yeah, he was one of those consistent guys last year, and he's been a consistent presence so far in 2015-16, really doing a good job of leading the Tigers.
Right wing, it's Williams with the basketball against Dante Grantham. Bounce it down low to Lewis with his back to the basket. Dealing with Landry Noko. Pass to the middle of the lane is caught by Foreman, who's able to score it. It was nearly intercepted by Blossomgame. And even on the plays where Rutgers ends up scoring, the Tigers are there defensively. They're doing a pretty good job of attacking the lanes and trying to get deflections. Out top, it's Noko. Noko will toss right wing over to Grantham. Grantham dribbles towards the top, finds a crease, gets inside. Layup is off the mark, but there was contact there. And more free throws coming for Dante Grantham. And the Tigers, who also wanted to make an emphasis of trying to get to the free throw line, are 5 for 6 early in this game, and they're getting 2 more chances here with Dante Grantham.
And Grantham gets a chance to get into double figures early in this game, which he did the first 3 games of the season at home for the Tigers.
He's averaging 11.5 a game. He might have 11 after this trip to the line. He buries that one to put him at 10. And Clemson's lead is at 25-16. A second free throw coming for Dante Grantham now. Josh Smith will check in at the next buzzer. Free throw up and good for Dante. So he's got 11 to match his season average. Smith onto the floor, JB out. And the Tigers up by 10 again, 26-16.
How about a great, Tigers are really dictating the pace of this game, okay? But how about, here's a great thing. The other night when it became a one-on-one battle for the Tigers, who got down early and they made too many one-on-one plays, they were shooting threes all the time. They've only shot three threes so far. They're 8 for 10 on 2-point goals.
Very disciplined, 8 for 10 at 2. It's Daniels high on the left, splits defenders with crafty dribbling, gets inside, and shot blocked away by Landry Noko. Tigers rip it away defensively again, and they scoop it over to Jordan Roper, who scurries into the front court and stops at the left point. Now he gets a screen to his right from Noko. Roper low to the ground, looks and finds Landry for another. Flush with a left hand. With both hands from left to the rim, and the Tigers lead by a dozen. It's 28-16. That was a beautiful screen and roll to the basket. And another violation against Ruckers, this time a palm call. That's the 5th turnover of the game for the Scarlet Knights. And a timeout on the floor. Tiger basketball brought to you by Bilo. Tiger fans, for all your grocery needs, visit your local Bilo store today. Bilo is the official supermarket of the Clemson Tigers. 28-16, Clemson leads Rutgers with 7:56 to go in the first half. From MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Solid Orange Clemson basketball from Learfield Sports. Just a little bit slower today.
Copy. Copy and give it back. Copy and give it right back. I don't have a lot
Hey,
of
just
action.
think
I
there
have
will
a
be
lot of guys
people in
standing there,
line for Black Friday before this game is over.
It's hard for me-
There will
it's hard for
be.
me to show, actually. It's hard for me to get with this zoom lens.
There very well might be somebody listening to us on a 1980s Walkman.
Is that YouTube there that plugged in?
Huh?
That guy that plugged, is that YouTube that plugged us in?
It's the tournament.
Oh, the tournament.
Name 3 Las
Just
Vegas
move.
shows.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. It's the video.
back.
It's the video stream.
Oh, no, they're just recording highlights from all the play-by-play guys.
Oh, okay, got it. We heard Brad Brownell in the Greenville Health System pregame show talk about creating their own energy, and there's a lot of energy on the Clemson bench right now with the Tigers leading by 12, 28-16 over Rutgers, 7:56 to go in the first half here from Vegas. And Tiger basketball is brought to you by Quicken Loans for a mortgage experience that's engineered to amaze. A lot of that energy coming from Landry Noko, 4 for 4 with 8 points, a couple of huge rim-rocking dunks so far for the senior out of Cameroon.
Yeah, it's a great thing to see. I know he was disappointed and didn't have the type of game against UMass that we thought he could have. Oh,
Full
goodness.
court pressure from Rutgers, and it forces a turnover.
His ears must have been burning because we said some good things about him, and then he threw a
Well,
pass
what
at Dante
happened
Grantham's
was
knee.
we heard from Coach Brownell that Rutgers will, at very random times, deploy a press. And Clemson, I don't think, expected it to come there. Landry Noko ended up with the ball in the backcourt and struggled to get it to Dante Grantham. Shot goes up from Ruckers. It's off the mark. Rebound by JB. Scoops it over to Jordan Roper. And up the left sideline comes Jordan Roper into the front court with the Tigers holding onto the basketball with a 12-point lead. Roper picks up his dribble, lofts it left corner to Gabe DeVoe. Pump fakes on a shot. Gets it out top to Blossomgame. Drives. Floater on the way. Fouled on the floor by DJ Foreman. And Jerron Blossomgame will go to the free throw line for, I believe, the 1-and-1, as that's the 7th foul against Rutgers this half.
That's right, and JB goes to the line. Just one shot attempt so far in the game, 2 free throws. He's made all of them, 4 points. I think his energy's been really good for Clemson so far.
And he knocks down that free throw as well. Blossomgame is one of those guys that can be streaky at times from the free throw line. Sometimes he knocks down a ton. Sometimes he struggles a little bit. He struggled the other night, but right now he's 3 for 3. As he came into the game at 61% on the season, and now 4 for 4 after converting both of those. Clemson with its largest lead at 14. It's 30-16 in favor of the Tigers. It's Bishop Daniels driving inside. Tough fadeaway from the right baseline. He got it to go. Decent job by Gabe DeVoe staying in front of him and forced a tough shot. But a good jumper by Daniels is able to make it a 30-18 ball game. And another foul away from the ball. I think this one's going to come against Rutgers this time. And they're going to give it to Greg Lewis. And he offended Landry Noko, 35. So Noko will go to the free throw line to shoot the 1-and-1. Landry Noko on the young season, 9 of 16 at the stripe. These are his first attempts of the night. He's got 8 early points here in the first half, with Clemson leading by a dozen. 7:03 to play on the first half clock.
And it's been good to see him stay out of foul trouble, too. It's just, he's been very disciplined
Missed
out there.
the first one, but tapped back out by Dante Grantham into the hands of Jordan Roper, and then a jump ball called as it was tied up by Mike Williams, and the possession arrow favors Clemson. Good
job.
Heads-up play by Grantham.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Great play by him. We've seen his head be in the game from the get-go here out in Vegas, and as a result, Tigers are getting another possession. Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
11 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists for Dante Grantham here in the first 13 minutes of the game. 7:01 to go in the first half, and Clemson leading 30-18. Noko gets a breather. Sidi Jete onto the floor. Roper running a little bit of point with Avery Holmes sitting with 2 fouls. Jete tosses right side to DeVoe. Spins a pass down to Grantham. Back to the basket. Powers his way down. Muscles up a layup and got it to go. Did it by splitting a couple of Rutgers defenders, and it's a 14-point lead. Quickly in transition, Lewis under the basket. Has to alter his shot as Blossomgame was swatting at it, but he was still able to make the layup from right of the rim. 32-20. Clemson ahead of Rutgers here, with 6:30 to play in the first half. Blossomgame attacks the glass and scores it left of the rim. And boy, he threads the needle there by getting off that layup against solid defensive pressure from Rutgers. 8 points for Blossomgame. Quick shot goes up on the other end from Rutgers. It's no good. Rebound JV. He gets it to Roper, who scoots into the front court for the Tigers. Clemson leading 34-20 here, 6:07 to go in the first half. Roper weaves the ball between his legs a little bit. Now darts it over to JB. Left corner 3 on the way. No good. Offensive rebound by Sidi Jete. Scoops it to Roper. Right elbow jumper on the way. A little bit off, but another offensive rebound by Jete. Power dribble, and then he walked with the basketball, trying to confuse his man a little bit. Shuffled the feet. But, man, give him credit for all the effort things there, Phil, as he was able to give Clemson a 3rd crack at it.
Yeah, he really did. A nice job that time. Boy, you want to see Roper get going. He just hasn't found the mark early in this, or I shouldn't say early, but in this tournament. Just 1 for 10 the first game. There's one of his bread and butter jumpers, and
here's
couldn't get
Freeman.
it to fall.
He puts up another floater, and Freeman is so strong and so good at getting up those shots. He was able to score another one to cut it to 12. Clemson leads 34-22. How about the glass right now, Phil? Clemson out rebounding Rutgers 14-5.
Yeah, they're really cleaning up on the glass. I know that was a point of emphasis for a guy like Jerron Blossomgame.
Blossomgame in the short corner tried to find Jete, and it's intercepted again. Here comes Rutgers in transition, rejected away by Dante Grantham, who sends it into the second row of seats here at MGM. And he looks like he means business tonight, Phil. Dante Grantham's going to check out of the game with the eye of the Tiger right now, as he gets all kinds of low fives from teammates. As he checks out, Josh Smith onto the floor, Ty Hudson onto the floor for the Tigers, along with Jete, DeVoe and Roper. Rutgers with the basketball. Clemson leading by 12. It's 34-22. High on the right, it's Bishop Daniels. Looks down low, and a foul called on the floor, I believe.
DeVoe might have been tugging at him, not sure. Yeah, they got him.
Freeman still got off a crafty shot after the whistle blew and made it. He is very impressive. Deshaun Freeman averaging 18.5 points per game in his last 2 games. And he's going to go to the line now, and really he's been one of the few bright spots for Rutgers as Clemson has dominated this first half. 1-and-1 free throw, and it's short. Rebound, Josh Smith. Clemson has made 6 of its last 8 field goal attempts. With under 5 minutes to go here in the first half, the Tigers lead by 12. High on the left, Jordan Roper with a basketball. Screen to his right from Smith. He's going to dart into the left corner, has a cross-court pass knocked out of bounds. It'll be Tiger basketball, 16 to shoot.
Boy, tough play that time by Roper, trying to throw a one-handed pass from one corner to the other corner. Good job that time at a deflection by Ruckers. The Tigers will have a...
Very geometrically difficult.
Yeah.
And Gabe DeVoe had the ball slip out of his hands. I don't think he wanted to throw that pass. I think it was a pump fake on a pass, and it slipped out of his hands and goes out of bounds. So the Tigers actually do have some turnover numbers here tonight. They've got 8 turnovers here in the first half. But they're also shooting so well from 2. They're 11 for 14 inside the rainbow and running their offense well in a 34-22 lead.
Well, I would say the good thing about the turnovers is they've been mostly dead ball turnovers. For
yep,
Clemson.
that's
you
a
haven't
good
been
point.
in transition where, give Rutgers easy opportunities.
Only 6 points off turnovers for Rutgers. Clemson creating some as well. A lot of deflections here in the first half. You saw another one right there. But Rutgers holds on to the basketball. It's Corey Sanders with the rock and 8 to shoot. He makes a move on DeVoe, pulls up for a long jump shot. It's a little long, and a nice rebound by Josh Smith as the Tigers continue to dominate the glass. They lead that category by 10. Here's Roper from high on the right. Gets a screen to his left from Smith. Dribbles over to the left point and feeds Hudson. Hudson holds the ball high above his head, feeds Smith. Smith had the ball poked away from behind by Freeman. It'll stay with the Tigers, 4:05 to play in the first half.
Good job that time by facing up from Josh Smith. He's way more comfortable facing up, driving to the basket as opposed to playing a back-to-the-basket game. Just had the ball slip out of his hands.
Gabe DeVoe inbounds it over to Hudson. Hudson gets a screen from Jeté, puts up a jumper, and a foul called as Hudson didn't draw anything because his elbow was bumped there. And Ty Hudson will go to the free throw line after Monday night. He poured in a career-high 8 points.
Yeah, and he did. I think he hit his only free throw attempt. It was an and one. He also hit a three-pointer. May have been his first of the season from three-point range, but he looked good, and he's played several minutes tonight as a result of his performance.
The southpaw misses the free throw there. Ty Hudson now 3 for 5 on his young career at the charity stripe. But it's 34-22 Clemson behind very disciplined offense and pretty good team shooting at the free throw line and great work on the glass.
Yep.
Second free throw off the mark as well. Rebound comes down to Corey Sanders. Sanders flies up the floor for Rutgers. He works his way over to the right wing, picks up his dribble. Now he's in trouble. They'll bounce it over to Freeman. Freeman backs his way down against Smith. Back out to Sanders. Sanders works his way into the right corner, tosses it out top to Daniels, who was almost intercepted. Bounce it down low to Jallo, and Jallo scores it left of the rim. Almost blocked away by Sidi Jeté, who hustled to the spot but couldn't quite get his hand on the ball. And Rutgers is within 10 here.
And Clemson doesn't have what you would call their best offensive lineup in the game right now, so Tigers doing a good job of trying to manage this lead. And you get some of your big guns back in here to finish this half strong.
Holmes sitting with 2 fouls. Roper tries a 3 from the left point. It's off the mark. Nice job by Jeté to tip it out to a teammate, but it's taken away by Rutgers and Mike Williams. They find Daniels, who pulls up for a tough fadeaway 18-footer. It's off the mark. Rebound Sidi Jeté, and the Tigers will walk it up the floor with a 34-24 advantage and 3:04 to play. And a timeout called by Brad Brownells to use it or lose it, and we'll take it as well. Timeout on the floor, 3:04 to play in the first half. Clemson leads by 10. It's 34-24. This is Solid Orange Clemson basketball from Learfield Sports.
Clemson will be charged a 30-second timeout. This becomes a full timeout.
Tigers have the rock and a 10-point lead against Rutgers. And high on the left, it's Blossomgame. Toss it left side over to Dante Grantham. Grantham will go out top to DeVoe. Feed the high post, Blossomgame. Back left side to Grantham for three again. That one's a little bit short. Tap back up by Blossomgame, but a little bit too strong. And the rebound to Ruckers, and Sanders fumbled the basketball up the right sideline. He was able to corral it and move up the floor. And nice hustle by Gabe DeVoe, forcing another turnover against Ruckers as that ball was double dribbled or palmed or something of that variety. They're going to say a double dribble against Rutgers, and so
it's been a tough half for Mr. Sanders, coming off his career high 21. Just 2 points, 1 for 4, and I know he's got multiple turnovers here in the first half.
The Tigers with a lot of energy on the defensive end of the floor, forcing a lot of turnovers. Rutgers has given the ball up 6 times. Remember, in that win over the Tigers at Littlejohn last year, they had just 3 turnovers in the entire game. Zone defense here from Rutgers. Left wing, it's Dante Grantham. Pump fake a pass across the court. Instead, he'll go out top to DeVoe, tries a 3. He missed it. Tap back up by Blossomgame, and they're going to get him for going over the back. That'll be his second foul.
Yep. Tigers still haven't found the mark here in Vegas from three-point range. I think they're just 1 for 7. And you were talking about 6 for 26 in the first game. It's been tough sledding from the outside the arc, which was a strength of this team's through 3 games in Greenville. We're going to see JB take a seat on the bench as he picks up his second foul.
But you know what? They're getting enough looks from 2 because they're working their offense. 11 for 14 from 2-point range here in the first half. Free throws coming for Justin Good. Justin Good, a 6'2 freshman guard out of Roanoke. And missed the front end of the 1-and-1.
Wow.
As Gabe DeVoe comes away with a rebound.
They're just 2 for 6 from the line.
That's
Ruckers.
his first career miss. He's 8 for 8 coming into the game at the free throw line. Left wing, it's Dante Grantham. Back out top to Roper. Roper looking inside, guns it down to Noko, who flushes it with both hands right to the rim. Beautiful find by Jordan Roper, who again continues to do so well at assisting the basketball. That's his second dime of the game. Tigers lead by a dozen, 36-24.
And he's into double figures now with his 3rd dunk of the game. Landry Noko, great to see your senior leader perform like this in a bounce-back game.
Scratch that. That's actually the 3rd assist of the game for Jordan Roper. His assist-to-turnover ratio is something special so far. Freeman backs off. A long jumper on the way is good. His foot was on the line for 2. But still, he's showing versatility. We've seen it inside. We've seen it outside with him. He's got 6, and it's 36-26. The Tigers leading Rutgers. Roper bounces it left wing over to Grantham. Back out top to Roper. High on the right, it's DeVoe. Had the ball poked away by Sanders, but Noko chases it down in the right corner. 10 to shoot for Clemson with 1:04 left in the half, and the Tigers leading by 10. They get to the high post for Noko. Back out top to Roper, who tries a 3. It's a little bit long. Smith taps it away, tries to save it in bounds, but it touched the end line, and it'll go back to Rutgers.
I think this zone is really working for Rutgers. Outside of the pass whipped inside to Noko, they've really frustrated Clemson, forcing them to take difficult threes with a lineup that's a little bit uncomfortable at taking them. And that time, Roper shot it, but he shot it from the right wing, not usually his strong spot. And as a result, Rutgers is going to have a chance here to pull within single digits for the first time in a while.
Coming up, the Solid Orange Halftime Report. We'll take a look at stats and the Verizon Out-of-Town scoreboard. It's all coming up on the Solid Orange Halftime Report. Here's a steal by Grantham. He goes to the other end. He dunks it with both hands. And you've got Corey Sanders, who had the ball stolen from him, down on the floor, holding his left ankle. Rutgers star freshman literally has injury added to insult, and he seems to be in some pain here, as with 36.9 seconds left in the first half. Clemson's steal and score also comes with Rutgers possibly suffering an injury that could affect the rest of this ball game, Phil. So the coaching staffs huddle up their players here for the final 36.9 seconds. Sanders is not able to put pressure on his left foot as he's hopping off the floor right now. So
yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
That's tough news for Rutgers, because he has done such a good job this year as a freshman on this young season of running the point and trying to not just score but distribute as well. And they really needed a point guard like that with Miles Mack graduating from a year ago.
Yeah, he's a guy that coming into the ballgame averaging just about 14 points and a team-high 5 assists. You hate to see that for anyone, and hopefully he'll bounce back from that and won't be anything serious.
How about Grantham? 15 points here in the first half after that dunk.
What about
Dante,
a bounce-back game?
6 for 8 from the floor.
Yeah.
There's an 6-second differential between the shot and the game clock, And Clemson playing defense against Rutgers here, leading by 12.
Hey, give all the credit in the world for the hustle Gabe DeVoe showed, though, because he's the one that kind of knocked the ball loose.
Yep.
And Grantham just kind of picked it up and got a little reward out of it. But great job by DeVoe. He's seen him on the ground countless times in this first half.
All right, here's Daniels, sets the offense into motion. Bishop Daniels attacks the glass floater on the way. It's off the mark. Ball is loose on the floor. It didn't hit the rim. A shot clock violation, and the Tigers get the ball back with 6.2 to play. One strong half of basketball in the books almost here for Clemson. Let's see if they can add to it here in the final 6.2 seconds. Rutgers will press. Smith inbounds it to DeVoe. DeVoe brings it up the right sideline with 3 to play. 2. He got bumped to the ground. No foul called. And the ball goes out of bounds with 0.8 seconds left in the half. It'll go back to Rutgers. Well, he got hip checked to the ground, and they didn't call a foul there.
Wow.
So
usually you see
Rutgers
that called. I mean, I know he was a little bit out of control with his dribble, but
Rutgers will hand it off on the inbound and go ahead and settle for a 12-point deficit at the half. And that is a good half of basketball for the Tigers. Maybe as good a half as they've played this year, Phil.
yeah, it's probably as good a half as we've seen outside. Maybe the first half against UTSA when they were just raining in threes, but this one I thought was a little bit better because of the way they shared the basketball and they didn't settle for jumpers. They really worked the ball around, got it inside of Noko. We see that he can do good things when he gets the ball.
High turnover numbers for Clemson, about the only thing that you can nitpick at. Hey, the Tigers still lead by 12 against a team out of the Big Ten as we hit the
One change in the Rutgers lineup. Number 2, Bishop Daniels will start.
Ready for the start of the second half. Clemson leading Ruckers 38-26 here at MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It's a little after 1 o'clock in the morning back home, but it's also time now for the Selective Insurance second half response. Phil, how do you want to see the Tigers respond in the second half?
I think you're going to see Rutgers with a concerted effort to really get Clemson uncomfortable and out of the paint, where they've done most of their damage, hitting 13 out of 16 shots inside the 2. I want to see Clemson be able to consistently knock down a few more three-pointers. It's been a struggle here in Vegas in these 2 games. Just 1 for 8 that first half for the Tigers. So if they can get off to a good start here in the second half in terms of shooting the basketball, I think that will go a long way in terms of Clemson's chances to win this game.
Tigers second half response brought to you by Selective. Response is everything. Learn more at selective.com. Straight inside, DJ Foreman muscles up a shot. No good. Ball volleyballed around and tapped out by Dante Grantham over to Jordan Roper. And the Tigers race up the floor. Beautiful job threading the needle on a pass by Jordan Roper, and it's scored right of the rim by Dante Grantham, who picks up where he left off. 17 now in the game for Dante Grantham, and the Tigers build their lead back up to 14.
Great job that time by Roper of pushing pace. He realized he had an opportunity, and he went full throttle with it. He's very quick.
This ties their largest lead of the game. A foul on the floor against Dante Grantham on the defensive end. That's going to be his second of the game. But, man, that was a pretty assist by Jordan Roper in traffic, Phil. His fourth of the game.
His 4th of the game against no turnovers. He continues it. That puts him now at 20-1 on the season. It's just a turnover. You love the way he's protecting the basketball.
That is right up there with the best numbers in the country in that category. Lob it down low to Foreman. Again, they try a layup and get it to go. That slap you may have heard was Dante Grantham trying to block it up against the glass, but Foreman did well to still be able to convert it. And it's a 12-point lead for the Tigers. Avery Holmes back out onto the floor, sat much of the first half with 2 fouls. Dante Grantham between the rings, tosses left wing over to Holmes. Holmes will shimmy off a screen to his right from Noko. Drives inside, floater on the way from the foul line. No good. Ball volleyballed around, and Holmes comes up with it in the middle of the paint and wisely works it out for a fresh 30 on the shot clock.
Well, nice job. We've seen him connect on that floater a couple times in some of the early games this season, but he couldn't get that one to go. But give him credit for sticking with it, getting the offensive board.
And now a foul away from the ball. Landry Noko sent a body to the deck. And that'll go against Landry. That'll be a second.
Landry looked at Coach Brownell and said, I didn't. I don't know if he did or didn't, or if it was just tremendous acting on the part of Foreman, but he hit the deck pretty hard.
He did hit the deck pretty hard.
Nonetheless, it'll be Noko's, I believe, second foul of the game. Both
Yes,
of his
sir.
have been off the ball. The silly nature fouls. They're trying to get him out of accumulating.
He's bodying up right now against Greg Lewis, who has the
careful.
basketball left of the key. Lewis squares up against him, drives to his left, spins to his right. Gentle touch with the right hand is good. It's a 10-point game. 40-30, Clemson ahead of Rutgers here with 18-10 in regulation. Out top, Holmes dishes right side to Roper. Whistle away from the ball, and they're going to get Greg Lewis this time of Rutgers, and that'll be the 3rd foul against Lewis.
Good job that time of establishing position by Landry Noko. He's put on some muscle onto his frame, and it was hard for him to be moved by Lewis that time.
Holmes low to the ground, bounces left side to Roper. Roper dribbles towards the top of the key and feeds Noko in the post. Turnaround, he got fouled on his way up. And Landry with that patented back to the basket spin and gentle little touch, he's going to go to the line for 2.
Yeah, he was going over right shoulder that time, trying to drop a lefty hook in, and he just got great position once again and forced the Scarlet Knights to foul. Clemson continues to have a big advantage inside in this game.
Noko 5 for 5 from the floor. He's 0 for 1 at the line. He'll shoot 2 here, and that one was right on line. It was perfectly straight, but a little bit short. Second attempt coming for Landry Noko. Spins the ball and converts.
Soft touch that time by him.
41-30. Clemson ahead by 11. Under 18 minutes to go here at MGM Grand, Las Vegas, Nevada. On this Thanksgiving morning back east. Baseline jumper is short. Rebound by Landry Noko.
I don't think that was the shot that Coach Jordan was looking for Rutgers that time. A 15-footer by Giallo, and couldn't go down for him.
Holmes gets it out top. Blossomgame for 3, and he connects. First 3 of the game for Blossomgame, who joins Grantham and Noko in double figures with 11. And the Tigers tie their largest lead of the game at 14. It's 44-30. Rutgers with the basketball on the other end. It's Deshaun Freeman between the rings. Now they get it once again to Foreman, who drives inside, missed the shot. 4th rebound of the game for Blossomgame, who brings it up the floor himself. Pushes right side to Roper. Cross-court pass over to Holmes high on the left. And it looks like Rutgers is back and in position defensively. Holmes to Blossomgame at the right point. Looks and finds Noko between the rings. Now high on the left to Grantom. Grantom looks inside, bounces it to Blossomgame, who spins without the basketball. It's on the deck and a jump ball called. It'll go to Clemson with 6 on the shot clock. 44-30, the Tiger lead.
I think his eyes were lighting up. He felt that he was going to have the spin move right there on the baseline, and he just made his move a little early before actually collecting the basketball. But a nice entry pass that time from Grantom.
Grantom to inbound it from low on the left. Looks, feeds Roper on the left wing. Squares up, shoots a 3. It's off the heel. Nice job by Noko, ripping away the offensive rebound. And a fresh 30 on the shot clock for the Tigers. Here's Holmes out top. Back to left corner. Roper for 3 again. That was online. He just didn't have the strength there.
He can't get it. He's just had a hard time tracking it down.
Races up the floor, and they're able to convert right of the rim. It's Ibrahima Jallo with that 7'1" wingspan, able to use the gentle touch there to make it a 12-point game. 44-32. Clemson still up by a dozen.
5-point swing there as Roper had 2 really good looks. Now
Here's
it goes back in
Noko.
the post.
Spins it out to Grantham. Left wing 3 is an air ball. Too strong. Chased down in the left corner by Mike Williams. And here comes Ruckers. An alley-oop to Freeman. It was a little too tall, and he couldn't corral it with his right hand as he was soaring to the glass in a timeout on the floor. 15:55 to go in the second half. From MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada, Clemson 44, Rutgers 32. This is Solid Orange Clemson basketball from Learfield Sports.
Oh, this blocking foul on Noko down here, that was the biggest flop I have ever seen.
Okay. I didn't have a good view of it. All I heard was the thud.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, he sold it. But I mean, like he brushed into Noko's arm, and it went down like he'd been shot by a bazooka.
Tigers' current record. You are correct. Okay, the next question is for. Okay, how many teams participated in the Men Who Speak Up About Advanced Prostate Cancer basketball games this week? 8. Yes, you are correct. Thank you all for participating.
Fans, come out to Liberty Tap Room in Greenville next Saturday for the Tiger Tailgate Show presented by Greenville News. We'll be live on site with David Stein and former Clemson great Taj Boyd prior to kickoff, face painting, cornhole, and other fun activities. That's the Tiger Tailgate Show presented by Greenville News, Saturday 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Liberty Tap Room in Greenville. 15:55 to go in the second half from Las Vegas. 44-32, Clemson ahead of Rutgers. But Phil, in the first half, the Tigers did all their damage by getting the ball inside. Here in the second half, they've attempted 2 twos and 4 threes. Now, all 4 threes were wide open and probably good shots, but they haven't had the opportunities from 2. Here's Roper putting up a floater, and he got it to go from left of the paint. He was in the air, and he had a decision to make. Should he pass it or shoot it? And while in the air, he put up the gentle touch and got it to go.
Well, he had Sidi Jate on the other end, and I think when he went up, I think he was thinking, just loft a alley-oop, but he nice job of adjusting in midair.
And now a foul on the floor against Avery
Holmes'
Holmes.
third. Goodness gracious, he gets caught up a tripping foul. He may come to the bench here in a minute. Not sure. Yeah, he's going to get Gabe DeVoe up off the bench, and Avery's frustrations from this game will continue. He had 5 early points and looked good, and then he got that second foul, and it kind of sent him out rhythm of the game. But we saw some good things from DeVoe in that first half in terms of deflection and energy.
Rutgers inbounds the basketball with Clemson leading by 14. Fadeaway jumper from Williams is ugly. Nice rebound by Smith. But they got him for a foul.
City. No.
No, 32.
They
There's
don't have
no
a 32.
Yeah, they're going to give it to Josh Smith. I don't think there is a 32. So let's see. 50. Okay.
Not sure.
The whole crowd was reacting saying, we don't have a 32. Rutgers inbound the basketball. They give it to City Jete. And they'll lob it out top to Deshaun Freeman. Freeman will touch it over to Daniels. Daniels runs the point from high on the left. Kick it left wing. Williams tries another three. That one off the heel. And they're going to say Grantham on a
Just 2 hands at the lower part of the back. Just no
that's
need
a
to do it
personal foul
there.
on Grantham.
That gets called more times than not.
It was such a gentle touch.
Yep. Just a little nudge is all they ever look for if you're an official. I think that was his third, wasn't it?
That'll be Grantham's second foul.
That's huge.
Unless it hasn't been updated, it may have been his third. Williams from the top of the key. 15:06 to play here in the second half. Clemson 46, Rutgers 32. Grantham still on the floor with 3. Right wing, here's Freeman. Squares up, muscles his way down, poked away from behind by Gabe DeVoe. Into the arms of Jordan Roper, brings it up the left sideline. Weaves the ball to the top of the key. Roper looking for a teammate, finds Smith out top. Now DeVoe from the left wing. Works his way to the top. Feeds Smith on the left baseline. Pump fake on a shot, works his way into the paint, puts it up with the left hand, got it to go. Josh Smith on the scoreboard for the first time tonight to go with his 3 rebounds. And the Tigers have their largest lead of 16. It's 48-32.
Pretty move that time by Smith, getting 2 feet into the paint.
Daniels
Oh,
a
my
straight
goodness.
on 2, bounces around and falls through like a Plinko chip. And the foul also goes against Jordan Roper. That'll be against Rope. That'll be his first. So,
Boy, they're calling a lot of fouls here to start this second half. It reminds me of the second half of the game that preceded ours, UMass versus Creighton. Boy, that got off to a snail's pace.
Free
in the second
throw
half.
was off the mark, and it's Smith getting the rebound. Roper brings the ball up the floor. 48-34. Clemson ahead of Rutgers here with 14-16 left in regulation. Dante Grantham out top. Goes to the left wing, and Roper screen to his right from Smith. Pulls up at the left elbow. Jump shot is good for Jordan Roper, and he's getting it going with the 2. That's his second bucket of the night. He's got 4 points. And with 14 minutes left in regulation, Clemson leads by 16. It's 50-34.
Nice job that time of using the screen to his advantage, and when he pulls up from 15, he's pretty deadly as a shooter.
Yeah, he started out 0 for 5 tonight, but he's got back-to-back 2s now. Inside, Jallo got away with a walk.
No, he didn't get away with it. The official on the
I thought they were calling a foul. Okay, I was screened there by JB.
Well, the way it's gone, you thought it might have been the case, but it was called that time, and good job of post defense that time in tandem by Smith and Jete. Boy, Clemson's got a ton of great contributions tonight from a lot of different people. It's been good to see.
Really have.
Not necessarily in
Not
the
in the
scoring
points,
column,
yeah.
but at doing the little things that help you win ball games.
A good team effort tonight by the Tigers.
More zone from Rutgers. We saw the sprinkles of that in the first half. We saw
Right wing, it's DeVoe.
Good
Looks to the
pass.
high post, and Smith, who feeds Blossomgame. He goes up strong for a dunk. He got fouled on the way. And Blossomgame earns a couple of free throws.
Great look that time
By Smith from
by
the high
Smith,
post.
yeah. DeVoe into Smith. Smith, a great find. He's a pretty good passing big man, to be honest with you. Blossomgame gets a chance to add to his point total. He's coming in with 11. Another double-figure
4
outing
for
for
4
him.
at the line. Blossomgame connects there. He's a perfect 5 for 5 at the stripe now, with Clemson leading by 17. Largest lead of the game for the Tigers. Try to make it 18 here. Got it. 52-34.
How about that bounce back? He was 4 for 9 the first game, 6 for 6 this evening. Just a nice stroke and rhythm he's got going right now.
And Rutgers has to try to mount a comeback without their star freshman, Corey Sanders, who left with an injured left ankle in the first half. The ball stolen away by Blossomgame again, and he got fouled in the backcourt. That should be intentional because it was a breakaway where Clemson would have had an easy dunk, 3 on nobody, and they don't call an intentional foul. That's tough. That should have been Showtime City here in Vegas with JB flying to the rim like a Cirque du Soleil acrobat, but instead they just call a foul.
That's boring. I was looking forward to see what JV could do in the open floor. We don't see him get a lot of breakaway dunks,
I
dunk
know.
attempts.
Well, here's Gabe DeVoe from high on the left. He feeds Jordan Roper at the right point. Rope back over to DeVoe. More zone. They feed the high post for Smith. Turnaround jump shot from the left elbow. A little bit strong. Rebound Rutgers. Here they come up the floor. It's Daniels. Bishop Daniels makes a move on DeVoe. Gets it under the basket at the right side. Works it down low to Freeman, who was fouled on his way up by Sidi Jete. And with 12:47 left here in the second half, Rutgers will shoot free throws with Clemson leading by 18, 52-34. Noko springs off the bench, and he's going to come back into the game. We are we didn't take a break there. All right, Clemson 52, Rutgers 35 as Rutgers connects on a free throw.
Good minutes from Sidi Jete as Landry Noko will come back in and check back in for him. Jete, I think, is at 7 or 8 rebounds already. Doing what he does. Good per-minute rebounder.
Second free throw on the way for Freeman is off the mark, and Smith was all by himself there clearing away the board. There's not a whole lot of challenge there for Josh Smith as it fell right into his lap, and here comes Clemson in the other direction. It's Blossomgame at the top, finds DeVoe. Right wing Roper at the foul line extended, darts to his left, stops at the foul line, bounces down low to Noko, gentle touch with the left hand, it's a little bit off, tap back won't go. Smith with a third try, can't get it to go, but an offensive board by JB, and the Tigers continue to just thoroughly dominate on the glass here tonight. Here's DeVoe out top. Back over to Roper with 12:15 left in regulation, and Clemson leading 52-35. Roper between the rings goes right side over to DeVoe. DeVoe will bring it between the circles and find JB high on the left. Now Roper from the left wing. Will stop at the foul line as he darts inside. Fadeaway shot off the mark. Rebound Bishop Daniels. Here comes Rutgers in the other direction from left to right from our vantage point. Clemson leading by 17. Under 12 minutes to go. Bishop Daniels running the point right now due to the fact that Corey Sanders is out of the game, and another touch foul away from the ball. That's going to go against Gabe DeVoe, and a timeout on the floor. 11:47 to play here in regulation from Vegas. Clemson leads by 17. It's 52-35. Timeout, and we'll take it as well. This is Solid Orange Clemson basketball from Learfield Sports.
Man, that dude is horrible. that official is horrible.
So Brad, we were talking about
dozed
this.
Off.
Listen, we were talking about this in the pregame. Before tip-off even occurred, all three of us on this end made a major error.
Yeah, we did.
So you have now joined us, and now none of us, we've all had a midnight snafu. You made your mark.
Our live stats froze a while back.
Yeah, I know.
This is where
32 has 2.
Oh, so you're technically getting in some double time here.
Nice.
They don't have it right up there.
Oh, you better put
hey,
it down.
We're lobby for you.
Oh, okay.
Come on, stats. You know you want.
Nobody's is working. See, the ones on the big screen are even frozen.
No, those are right.
Well, they just updated because it
you're
had
right.
it
You're
had
right.
44,
Yeah, it did.
32.
It had Roper with no points, and now it updated. So it is right up here? Yeah.
(52-35). Clemson leads Rutgers here with 11:47 to play in the second half from Las Vegas, Nevada. Tiger basketball brought to you by Hardee's, introducing the Tex-Mex Bacon Thick Burger with fire-roasted peppers and onions, smoky Santa Fe sauce, and thick-cut bacon on a 100% black Angus beef patty. New at Hardee's. Been a good offensive performance for several Tigers tonight, including Dante Grantham. 15 of his 17 came in the first half. Clemson's only category that they haven't looked that great in is turnovers and three-point shooting, which typically can lead to some questionable results. But they're up by 17 here tonight because they've done so well at sharing the basketball, getting inside for two, and dominating the glass. Free throw is good by Justin Good for Rutgers to cut it to 16, 52-36.
Yeah, good job by the Tigers. 32 of their 52 points coming in the painted area and scoring off turnovers. You know, Rutgers has 12 turnovers. Clemson's turned that into 14 points. That's been big.
Yeah.
That was big in the first half.
Great point. And the 10 Clemson turnovers have only turned into 6 Rutgers points.
Yeah.
A lot of dead ball turnovers for Clemson here in this game. Both free throws were good. It's 52-37. Here come the Tigers in the other direction. Grantom, a tough shot over a couple of Rutgers Scarlet Knights players, and he scores it from right of the key. He's got 19.
And he still hasn't missed a 2-point shot. He's 8 for 8.
Man.
He's missed 3 threes, but he's made all of his 2-pointers. It's a wild night for him, but he's been great.
Another whistle away from the ball. They're going to get Ruckers on offense this time. It's Ibrahima Jallo, guilty of the personal foul. 6'10" freshman center out of Senegal. Jallo averaged 5 blocks per game his senior year of high school. I mean, that's
not bad.
A huge number. Clemson with the ball in a 17-point lead. Their largest lead tonight has been 18. It's Roper with it high on the right. He feeds Blossomgame between the rings. Toss it left side over to DeVoe. DeVoe dribbles towards the top, feeds Grantham, steps inside
Great
the arc,
pass.
dishes right side to Roper, who passes up a look at a 3 and works it down low instead to Noko, who powers his way in. Noko tosses left side. Blossomgame for 3 with 2 on the shot clock. And he knocks it down. His second triple the ball game. JB has 16. And the Tigers lead by 20, their largest of the game.
And again, 4 of the 5 players on the floor touched the basketball. Great sharing by Clemson.
Daniels pinballs out on a jump shot from 18. Rebound Grantham, who pushes it back to Roper, accelerates into the front court. Roper low to the ground. Will kick it out top to Noko. High on the right, it's Grantham. Screen to his left from Noko. Pulls up and offers right side to JB. JB into traffic. Kicks it left corner. Roper for 3. It's off the mark. He's just struggling from the outside. Roper now 0 for 5 from downtown. Rebound Rutgers. But Clemson still getting good looks. You know, they're 2 for 7 now. 2 for 6 rather from 3 in the second half, but all 6 of those threes have been wide open.
Yeah,
all 6 have been wide open.
And Roper's looks have been really clean tonight. He's just struggling to kind of find that accuracy and range.
Left side, Rutgers with the basketball. They get it down to Foreman on the baseline. Puts a shot up over Noko, but can't get it to go. Rebound Dante Grantham. 19 points and 5 rebounds for the sophomore from West Virginia. Here's Blossomgame. He'll get it Roper at the left point. Screen to his right from Noko. Roper low to the ground. Accelerates to his left. Missed the shot and over the back. Going for the rebound. Foreman guilty of the personal. With 9:33 left on the second half clock. That'll be the 6th foul against Rutgers. Ty Hudson and Avery Holmes checking into the game. Roper going to get a breather, as does Dante Grantham. 57-37, all Clemson here tonight.
Not quite to the shooting foul. It would have been Noko on the line in that situation, but just a 6th team foul.
6th foul on Rutgers,
yep,
that's right.
This half. So Clemson limb down and get a fresh 30 seconds.
Avery Holmes at the top. Gets a screen to his left from Noko. Holmes now darts and feeds left side to Hudson. Hudson decks it once, back out to Holmes. To the top of the key, Blossomgame. Blossomgame decks it, drives to his left. He missed it. Tried to shoot a right-handed layup from left of the key, and it was tough to finish. Rebound Rutgers in the other direction, and they're able to get a reverse layup from Omari Greer. A grad student transfer from FAU and then played a couple of years at Bradley, where he actually started 38 games for the Braves out of the Missouri Valley Conference. 57-39, Clemson still up by 18. Ty Hudson has it high on the right. Hudson will hand off to Avery Holmes with 10 to shoot. Holmes skips and feeds it to Blossomgame. Now left corner. DeVoe got his man in the air. Drives, puts up a floater. It's a little bit short. Rebound Rutgers. Bishop Daniels accelerates into the front court. Lost the handle on it. Goes out of bounds and back to Clemson. 14th turnover of the game for Rutgers. We said this at the top of the broadcast, Phil. They only turned the ball over 3 times last year in the Little John Coliseum when they beat Clemson. They've turned it over 14 times today. Clemson's turned that into 17 points.
Yeah, I'd say some of their youth has shown today, but that was Bishop Daniels' 4th of the
Yeah,
game, and he's a senior, so
Yep.
I can't exactly use that excuse for him.
Miami, Florida transfer started in the ACC.
That's right. That's right. I think he's a North Carolina product.
He's
high
from
school.
Raleigh.
Yep.
Left wing, it's Blossomgame. Looks inside, tries to
Give
get it
it
to
to
Noko. There was no real lane, though, to feed it, though. So Gabe DeVoe drives inside, draws a foul from Greer, and that'll earn free throws for Gabe DeVoe. Now, Gabe DeVoe's a fantastic shooter, but he has struggled over his career from the free throw line. We'll see how DeVoe does here in the 1-and-1, where he's 4 for 8 on the season, Gabe DeVoe.
He's still looking for his first points in today's game. 0 for 4 from the field. And there it is. Puts it up and in. DeVoe's done a lot of good things that necessarily won't show up on the stat sheet in tonight's game. I thought his activity level in the first half was really good defensively. And I think as a result of that, he kind of helped contribute to some of those long outlet passes and transition points for the Tigers.
Missed the second free throw, so he's still at 50%. He had his first career double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds the other night in the loss to UMass. He'll feed it down to Foreman right of the key, muscled up a shot, got it to go and one. Foreman will go to the free throw line. After the foul on Jerron Blossomgame, that'll be his third, and a timeout on the floor. Tiger basketball brought to you by Nissan. Feel the excitement of game day every day in a Nissan, a proud supporter of college athletics. Shop ChooseNissan.com for great offers on America's most exciting lineup, innovation that excites. 58-41, Clemson leads Rutgers with under 8 minutes to play in the second half from Vegas. This is Solid Orange Clemson basketball from Learfield Sports.
It seems like Richie is coaching more this season.
Well,
This was his scout.
this is his scout.
He scouted the last game too, though. It's kind of odd that he scouted back to
No,
back.
Winnick did.
Oh, did he really?
Winnick did, yeah.
Maybe I'm just Winnicki's not sitting on the end. And
He puts
maybe
the scout
because of
right
his-
next to him, and then they just kind of rotate each game.
Richie's running the board, and it may be because of Mike's hip getting up and down.
Yeah, true. Good point.
Tiger basketball brought to you by Gold's Gym. Drop into Gold's Gym at Clemson or the 24-hour location in Anderson and kickstart your fitness goals today with membership starting at only $19.99 a month. Now's the time to join. Find out more at goldsgym.com. You're going to have to hit the 24-hour location in Anderson if you want to work out right now because there ain't anything else open as we are approaching 2 o'clock a.m. in the East. And happy Thanksgiving to one and all as the Tigers lead Rutgers 58-41. Here in Vegas with 7:59 left in the second half. Free throw is good by DJ Foreman to complete the three-point play. And it'll be Clemson ball in a 16-point game. Avery Holmes tosses right side to Gabe DeVoe. Over to Landry Noko between the rings, and now Holmes high on the left. Feeds Jerron Blossomgame, who has 16 points tonight. He averages 17.3 a game. Noko to DeVoe. From the foul line extended left, darts inside, lobs it down to Noko, who was fouled on his way up, and he's going to go to the line for a couple. I think Brad Brownell was still unhappy about something there. Maybe he wanted to go a little stronger.
I think he wanted a clean catch and just elevate into the shot. I think he was disappointed that he didn't do that. I think he kind of fumbled the ball around, and I think that's what got him so upset because he threw a towel to the ground.
Well, we've got Noko shooting free throws here. Missed the front end.
And that's probably why.
Well, he's 1 for 4 now on the night at the free throw line.
Yeah, he wanted him to get ahead, get an easy shot in.
No need to throw in the towel today, though, because Clemson's up by 16. They are going to be the ones to likely continue to work towards getting back in the win column. And this is a consolation game. This is a very important game for both of these programs.
Yep.
Coming off a loss, you want to leave here feeling good. And right now, Clemson's got a lot to feel good about. Foreman drives, spins up, gets a miracle shot to stay inside the cylinder for like 3 seconds until it falls out. And the foul goes against Landry Noko. That'll be his third. So there's 5 Tigers with 3 fouls. Blossomgame, Holmes, Grantom, Noko, and Jete. 7:20 left here, 59-42. Clemson up by 17 as free throws are coming for DJ Foreman. He does struggle at the line, the sophomore from Spring Valley, New York. Came into the game a 42% free throw shooter. And he connects there.
That's his first make in 4 tries. think he's up to.
Second in 4 tries.
Okay.
2 for 4.
I think he's up to double digits now for Ruckers.
Yep, he leads all Scarlet Knights with 10 points. Tiger basketball brought to you by the Roost. Roost is proud to support Clemson basketball. Be sure to visit Roost Restaurant before or after the game for handcrafted food and cocktails located in downtown Greenville on Noma Square, just a short walk from Bon Secours Wellness Arena. Second free throw good as well. It's 59-44, Clemson over Rutgers by 15. They've led by as many as 20 tonight. Avery Holmes will bounce it to Blossomgame, high on the left. Feeds Noko between the rings. Noko decks it once, hands off to Holmes. NBA 3 for Avery Holmes is good. His second triple of the night. He's got 8 points. And the Tigers' lead balloons back up to 18. It's 62-44.
Big shot for Avery right there from the top of the key, one of his favorite spots.
Assisted by Landry Noko, his second dime of the game. Tigers with 11 assists tonight.
We've seen Landry become a better passer out of the post, particularly the last year and a half.
Bishop Daniels to DJ Foreman. Foreman looks and gets it to Deshaun Freeman. A deep 3 by Mike Williams this time off the mark, and JB skies for another rebound, his 6th of the game, to go with 16 points. And Clemson brings it into the front court with an 18-point advantage.
You heard the whole staff yelling, shooter, shooter, but you know what? He took an attempt from 25 feet. You'll live with that, and he couldn't connect on it.
Avery Holmes from high on the right looks and finds a cutting Grantham. Grantham stops at the foul line, darts the other direction, scoops it to Gabe DeVoe. With 9 on the shot clock, the Tigers back it out to run more offense. 5 to shoot. DeVoe makes a move towards the basket, picks up his dribble, feeds Blossomgame, puts up a floater and got it as the shot clock expires. 18 for JB to go with 6 rebounds, and the Tigers lead back up to its largest at 20. It's 64-44. Tigers showing some zone now. They're going to go 2-3 here. Greer will get it over to Bishop Daniels. Daniels back to Greer. Greer bounces down low to DJ Foreman, works it inside to Freeman, who's fouled on his way up. And with 5 on the shot clock, a foul goes against Gabe DeVoe. That'll be his 3rd. There are now 6 Tigers with 3 fouls in the game. Blossomgame, DeVoe, Holmes, Grantham, Noko, and City Jete.
Well, at least they've been distributed pretty evenly. That's the 20th foul of the game. 17 for Ruckers. We've just seen more. I mean, so far, in my opinion, the early emphasis on more touch fouls and whatnot has been called. I think
we've seen it.
We've seen slower pace to games in terms of how many fouls are called. Deshaun
Freeman knocks down the first. He's about to attempt a second for Rutgers, and he converts. Rattles it home. 64-46. Clemson leads Rutgers with 5:36 left. And now they're going to pressure Clemson full court. Inbounds goes up the left sideline to DeVoe, who directs traffic with his left hand, feeds it to Grantham. Back up the left sideline to DeVoe, who gets up the floor, weaves his way through a couple defenders, and does a nice job of calmly getting it to Grantham. Grantham finds Avery Holmes at center circle, and Rutgers has to back off now. Now, DJ Foreman is 6'8", and he's guarding Avery Holmes out top. Screen to his left from Noko. 7 to shoot. Holmes tries a 3. That one off the front of the rim. Tap back up and in left of the rim by Blossomgame. 20 points, 7 rebounds for JB, and the Tigers push it back up to 20 at 66-46 with 5 minutes to play.
Yeah, great game and great tournament for that young man. I thought he was the one guy that you could consistently count on for energy and
the
scoring.
Pass to the post is knocked away by Clemson, and Avery Holmes comes up with it.
Yep, he consistently count on JB for scoring in that first game, and he's really done it tonight. Not only scoring, but just the little things that you're looking for. More deflections, more activity level, finding open teammates. He's done a great job.
Grantham picks up his dribble, looking for a teammate. He'll lob it to Blossomgame, who pushes it right side to Holmes. 10 on the shot clock. Clemson working some clock here. Bounce it to Noko, back out to DeVoe. NBA 3 for Gabe DeVoe is money. Gabe DeVoe knocks down his first triple of the game and his first field goal in 5 attempts. He's got 4 points, and the Tigers are up by 23. Timeout, Ruckers. 4:16 left. We'll go ahead and step aside. Tiger basketball brought to you by Hardee's, introducing the Tex-Mex Bacon Thick Burger with fire-roasted peppers and onions, smoky Santa Fe sauce, and thick-cut bacon on a 100% black Angus beef patty. It's new at Hardee's. Final 4 minutes and 16 seconds will come up after this. Tigers up by 23 here in Vegas. This is Solid Orange Clemson basketball from Learfield Sports. Facebook, Vine, you name it, and follow your favorite Clemson teams so you can keep up with news and scores and see exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos and all the things that Phil is tweeting right now. At Clemson Tigers, at Clemson Tigers on social media, and visit ClemsonTigers.com to see a full directory of team accounts. Tigers have their largest lead of the game on Rutgers, 69-46. It's a 23-point advantage. And a foul on Landry Noko will be his 4th, as Rutgers will shoot more free throws with 4:08 left here. Deshaun Freeman at the charity stripe. He came in 67%. He's 3 for 5 today. Make it 4 for 6, so he's right on his season clip now. After converting that one to make it 69-47, Clemson up 22 with a little more than 4 minutes left here at MGM Grand. Second free throw good by Freeman as well. Blossomgame against pressure will get it into Grantom. Grantham finds Avery Holmes. Holmes trying to stay in the middle of the floor against the press. He guns it to DeVoe. DeVoe pulls up at the right elbow, missed the jump shot, but tap back by Blossomgame won't go. I think Noko crashed into his backside to make it a little more difficult there.
Well, Noko should have had a lob, first of all. I mean, he was wide open. DeVoe just couldn't find him.
Rutgers brings it in the other direction. Tigers deploying some zone right now as Daniels has it high on the right. Bounce it left side over to Omari Greer. Greer to the high post and Freeman. Push it right side. 3 on the way from Daniels is short. Rebound by Landry Noko.
They still don't have a 3, Tony. This is a game after giving up 16 3-pointers to a team.
Right side. 3 on the way from Blossomgame. A little bit short. Rebound for Rutgers. Rutgers goes 0 for 6, though. There were 31 attempts from 3 the other night. Bishop Daniels will coast to the rim and lay it up left to the key. So as we approach the 3-minute mark, Clemson 69, Rutgers 50. When was the last time Clemson didn't give up a 3 in a game? I have to start digging through the media guide for that one. High on the left, Avery Holmes slaps the basketball and works a little bit of clock. Now some pressure from Rutgers. Finds Grantham, bounces down low to Noko for an easy finish. Right over the front of the rim. Gentle touch from Landry Noko, who's got a dozen.
Yeah, season high for that young man.
14,
actually
rather.
14. 14 points. Great confidence-building type game for Landry Noko, who's had his way inside. I mean, Rutgers just has been outmatched in the post with the Blossomgame and Noko.
It's Freeman in the left corner. Get it out to Greer. 12 on the shot clock. Finds Mike Williams. NBA 3 is off the mark. Grantham with the rebound on the weak side. And he scoops it over to Avery Holmes as the Tigers walk the ball up the floor and will likely take their next shot with under 2 minutes remaining. It's Clemson 71, Rutgers 50. They've led by as many as 23 tonight. Avery Holmes will toss it left side over to Dante Grantham, who had a big first half, had 15 of his 19 points before the intermission. Blossomgame drives inside, kicks left corner, Grantham for 3. It rimmed out. Rebound Mike Williams, and here comes Rutgers up the floor. Well, the Tigers 5 for 19 from 3. Not their best performance from the outside, but they've been so good from 2 tonight that their offense has really overwhelmed Rutgers. Another really deep 3 for Mike Williams, and this one he knocks down. The first 3 of the night for Rutgers, cuts it to 18 with 1:31 on the clock.
So for 38, nearly 38 and a half minutes, you held a team without a 3-point field goal. Good job by the Tigers of making that an emphasis here tonight, but Rutgers certainly struggling.
Grantham splits a couple defenders. He got fouled. There was no call, and Daniels takes it away. He gets it ahead to Freeman, who lays it up left of the rim, and a timeout called by Rutgers. 1:11 left. Clemson leads by 16, 71-55. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Solid Orange Clemson basketball from Learfield Sports. It's 2 o'clock in the morning back home. 11 o'clock Pacific time here. Happy Thanksgiving, one and all. From MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada. Clemson still in its 5th game of the season, Phil, has not played in a close game.
No, they
Tigers
still haven't, that's
with
right.
3 blowouts to open up the year, and then really just had some things snowball against them in the game against UMass yesterday, and they have really handled Rutgers here with a strong bounce-back performance, 71-55 Clemson.
Yeah, and it started just in the first, I think, media timeout. Clemson had already built an 11-4 lead early on, and they just there was no looking back for Clemson, who got off to such a strong start shooting the 2 ball They were getting layups. They were getting transition baskets. They were finding guys. They were really sharing the basketball well. It's hard to believe they only have 14 assists on those 26 baskets. It feels like more.
It does feel like more. You're right about that.
Coming off a 4-assist performance, you'll certainly take it. Several big nights by your star players, and that's what you like to see. 20 points for Jerron Blossomgame, 8 rebounds. Dante Grantham bounces back from a disappointing performance, 19 and 6 for that young man, and a season-high 14 for Landry Noko with 5 rebounds, 3 assists. I think that might be as important as anything in terms of the performance of this game. Another thing that I think that you can talk about is, you know, Avery Holmes sat up for much of the game with foul trouble. I think Jordan Roper showed a good job that he could run the team in his absence. I think that's another positive development from this game here this evening. And Roper may not have shot it well in this tournament the way he wanted to. He's 2 for 10 tonight after a 1 for 10 night. But 4 assists, no turnovers, a good floor game, 3 steals. He's been locked in all game. And let's see if the Tigers can finish this out here in the last 71 seconds. I know Coach Brownell would not like to see any more turnovers. You know, we've seen a couple of runouts here in the last waning minutes of the game. Let's see if Clemson can play a clean last 70 seconds and finish this thing out the right way.
Grantham looking for a teammate. He finds Blossomgame here in the backcourt. Blossomgame trapped in the left corner. He gets up the right sideline to Avery Holmes, who is able to get into the front court. Feed to City Chate. Finds a cutting Blossomgame, who swings off the rim on a monster slam. Blossomgame puts an exclamation point on a 22-point performance, and Clemson leads by 18, 73-55. Here's Foreman in the other direction. He missed the runner. Rebound, JB. He's now 1 board shy of a double-double. That's the second time we've seen that this year.
I hope
we got to get him one of those.
Yeah, he just needs to get a tip in here or something.
22 points, 9 rebounds for the star junior out of Alpharetta. And, man, has he become a force in these first 5 games of the season. He's well on his way to a huge average. Grantham drives inside to finish off a 20-point performance. He's at blackjack now, 21, with 25.4 to play, and he'll go to the line to try to join JB at 22. It's 75-55. Dante Grantham to shoot a free throw. He's 3 for 4 at the stripe tonight. Grantham eyes the rim, shoots, and got it. 76-55.
Give him 22, and he's still – hopefully he should finish this game out with no misses from 2. 9 for 9.
That's incredible. As the Tigers have done a really nice job of working it inside. Another 3 for Rutgers from the left.
That's my fault. I started talking about the great 3-point defense. They hit 2 in the last 90 seconds. I'll take the credit.
It's still going to be a pretty good win for Clemson against a Big Ten opponent as they get ready to go from one to another. Now to Minnesota in the ACC Big Ten Challenge on Monday night from the barn in Minneapolis, but Clemson bounces back from the loss to UMass in impressive fashion. 76-58, the Tigers with a victory over Rutgers to finish 3rd place. Here are the men who speak up main event in Las Vegas, Nevada. Again, the final score, 76-58. Clemson improves to 4-1 on the season with a win over Rutgers. We got the Greenville Health System postgame show coming up next. This is Solid Orange Clemson basketball from Learfield Sports. All right, do we have to stack those again? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it for sure. If you can.